So gang, hello. It's a big week in the world of social media. We've got Threads, the Twitter imitation made by Meta, who, if you don't know, they own Instagram and Facebook. So I was the 9 millionth fucking sign up to Threads, and I've had 24 hours on it, and I think it's about time that I give you my not so much like first look reaction, but you know, I've sat with it and I've thought about it. The first thought that comes to mind is that because it encourages Instagram users to swap over and go to Threads because it's an Instagram affiliated app, basically you can automatically follow everyone you follow on Instagram and vice versa. So I have found that at the moment it's too much of an Instagram echo. It's kind of like people promoting the same content that they are on Instagram, including me to an extent. That's my point, is that like it's too closely associated with Instagram. So it's kind of like, what are we all doing here? What is this for? And I think people who didn't normally go on Twitter or didn't really like it are now on Threads and trying to do like the Twitter thing, but it's just not as good. It just feels soft. It just feels like a poor man's Twitter. And Twitter is bad and toxic, don't get me wrong. Like, I think it's in need of reform and it's an awful place and stuff. But it's that kind of cesspit, dirt box, bargain basement, swampy nature of Twitter that I think made Twitter Twitter. And I don't think that suits Threads. And that's what I'm missing at the moment. Because when I'm going on, you have no control over like what comes on your feed. You can follow or unfollow whoever you like, but your feed's just stuffed full of brands and creators, which is what Twitter wasn't, at least originally. And I think to a certain extent still does well to not be that. It's like you'll get viral tweets on Twitter from random people who you've never met. You'll get like really good original memes that then appear on Instagram months later. Threads just feels like loads of PR marketing teams talking to each other through brands, plus a few creators thrown in. Now, like, I just think they've just kind of made a sad amalgamation of the original Facebook feed, Twitter, and Instagram stories, and they're essentially trying to make another place for us all want to get gratification, for us all want to get validation, and to earn a little bit more advertising revenue and hopefully bump Twitter off the map. I'm just quite sad about it because like I like it and I don't really mind. I like having one login for everything, so I don't really mind like changing where I like tweet essentially. I haven't completely changed yet. I'm still posting on Twitter, but what I do mind is like the experience of consuming Threads is so different. I'll fucking tweet my tweets on Threads all day long. I don't mind, but I like to consume Twitter. It's one of the few platforms that I actually spend time on. I don't spend much time on Instagram because I just find it tiresome when I'm posting content on there. So Twitter, I like to scroll and like see the banter. But now Threads, I'm just feeling like I'm just on a big scrolling advert for like creators and brands, you know, and I know I'm part of that, but whatever, it's still a problem. So if they fix these things, then great. I think the things they need to fix are, there needs to be a web version. I know that makes me sound like a grandma, but that's really important for like marketing PR teams. And I think it makes it a much more flexible app. 2, I think we need like a search function or a hashtag or a community function, because like that's the one good thing about Twitter is like when there's an incident in London or when there's a big event on like Eurovision or whatever, you can go and join the conversation. At the moment, Threads is just like, it's just, you're just lost in an abyss. And then 3, they need to make you need to allow you to have more control over your feed, I think. So it needs to be like whoever you follow, you see in your feed, plus a few recommended threads, but it needs to tell you why they're recommended. Because right now, I'm getting like threads from fucking Lad Bible and Puberty, I don't want to see that. I've never followed them in my life, so, and it's not telling me why they're coming up. Like, you know, Twitter will say like, oh, so and so you follow liked this tweet, so that's why it's here. There just needs to be a feeling of like audience autonomy on the app, because right now it feels like Mark Zuckerberg has just got us in a fucking chokehold, and we're signed up to another app that he's gone and made, and we're just playing to it, we're just dancing to his fucking tune, and eventually he's going to turn the ads on and get more ad revenue for what's essentially Facebook with a new lacquer on it. You know what I mean? Just the Facebook feed with a new lacquer on it. It's just going to be brands, ads. It doesn't feel right yet. So I'm going to continue using it, but it's not quite there yet. So I would say Threads at the moment is probably like a 6 out of 10. Obviously a real successful launch, well done, and it's the only one to even be able to compete in this space because of the clout they've got. But they've got a long way to go. So 6 out of 10 for now. You know, maybe in 6 months, a year, might be a 9. See you then.